Good afternoon, everyone. Sergey Babak here. You're at Hooked for a Nice Meal. So I'm getting ready, getting prepared to go shad fishing on the Columbia River. Checking my last video comments, you guys asking a lot of questions. How do I do my setup and everything? So I decided to make a separate video from the shad fishing, a setup video. I'm gonna go over step by step. How do I set up? How do I prepare? So let's go. So this is all of the gear I'm using for shad fishing. I'm gonna start with the rod holder. I made this rod holder myself. I bought this garden stake from Home Depot. I cut off a piece, cut it in half, and I built a rod holder like that. Garden stake, this is the heavy duty one, a little bit thicker one. There's a thinner ones, multiple sizes. Make sure you grab something that it's gonna be durable when you're gonna put the big rod holder and you're gonna put a lot of pressure, it's not gonna bend. Plumbing pipe, sewer pipe, about 1.5 inch. It depends on your size handle on your rod. If you're gonna be using bigger rod like I use 13 feet, this big sturgeon rod. I've been using this rod for sturgeon. It's a really good size, about 6,000 reel and 100 braid. So yeah, if you're gonna have multiple pulls, make sure you get at least one for each pull. And I explained to you about my big fishing pole. Now we're gonna go to smaller rod. This is 2 fishing pole method. This is smaller fishing rod, about 6.6, a reel about 3,000, and mono fishing line about 30 pounds. The reason for that is you're gonna be using fish line by hand. If it's thinner, on the end of the day, you're gonna cut your finger. Your finger is gonna be very sore. So 30 pounds just right. And I tried to use gloves, and it's not really comfortable. It's easier to be barehanded. Okay, so let's move on to the other stuff like Dick Nites. I pre-make Dick Nites. Put the mono. Mono is about 20 pounds. And let me take it off just a sec. Okay, got it. Little pink Dick Nite. This is altogether about 12 inches, and I wouldn't recommend to go over 12 inches because it's gonna be too long, it's gonna tangle up. Leader is a 20-pound leader, mono, and this Dick Nite, I had to change the hook to a bigger size. You can buy hooks with the open eyelid and just take out the smaller hook from the Dick Nite and put this bigger hook on. This is size 4 hook with the open eyelid, and I'm gonna show you the original hook that comes with it. If you take a look at original hook that comes with it, it's a lot smaller. So look at the size 4 hook. It's way bigger than that. So when do I usually go shad fishing? I keep an eye on the fish count. There is a website that you can see how many fish swim through per day. Usually anywhere from 150,000 to 200-something thousand per each day, whole week in a row. That's a good sign. There is a lot of fish in the river. But when it's under 100,000, I wait. I don't go, because when I go, I want to catch a lot of fish. And also, it's not guaranteed. Sometimes weather, pressure, change of weather gonna make a big difference. And sometimes it's very windy. When it's very windy, yeah, it's not easy. I'll post the link below of the website chart and the fish count that you can see. Keep an eye on it. Been doing this for 25 years. What I learned, second and third week of June works really good. But make sure keep an eye on the fish count, because from year to year it's different. Sometimes they're a little late, or sometimes they're a little early. But most of the time, second week of June, third week of June works really good. Next, so let's move on to weight. What kind of a weight do I use on my bigger fishing rod? This is 8-ounce leaded weight that I made myself. You can see, to anchor my big rod, you gotta make a little prop like that. I put the string on the end. This is really a pretty strong string, over at 100 pounds test. So yeah, something like that they sell in Home Depot. I usually bend out and I make a prop like that. And I tie this up to my big rod. To make a custom weight like that, I had to remodify this mold. So you can buy this mold online, or Cabela's, any fish store should carry this. And this is 8 ounce right there, and you can see I file out a groove. This hardwire came off of the bicycle wheel. This is the spokes I took out, one of the wheels that my son was no longer using it. So if you have a bicycle that you don't use, you can take out the spokes. And I melt 4 spokes, I cut them in half, into this 8 ounce weight. That's the little groove, and you can see that's the groove for this wire spokes to go in. And yeah, just pour the hot melted lead into it, and I make this weight. And when you get there, I usually put them in some kind of a plastic box, and when I get there, I bend them out just like that, make a prop, and I also adjust how long do I need it. Usually about 4 inches, about right there. It's good enough. Yeah, 4 inches, about right there. Like that. And that's too long of an end, so I'm gonna trim them off a little bit. You have to have pliers, cutters. So yeah, I just cut them off, and about 3/4 of the inch, just like that. When you're gonna cast your big rod, of course it's gonna run on you, but it's gonna find a crack between the rocks and it's gonna be secured. There is a chance when you're gonna have to recast it, you might lose this. So you gotta make multiple, quite a few of them. I usually, when I go fishing, I usually have about 20 of them, extras. And on the end, just tie the string like this, and it's really good, little loop to tie your main line. And let me show you how I tie them up. I just tie them up to my 100 braided line, and I don't use carabiner or anything. Just tie them up using the universal fishing nut. Just tie them up. So the reason I don't use carabiner or swivel, because I don't need it. This fish line gonna be cast into the river and secured, and there is a chance I'm gonna lose the weight when I'm gonna pull it out. Yeah, just like that. So this is ready to be cast in the water. Be really careful, because the bank of the river, it's very rocky, and those rocks, big boulders, are loose. Make sure you have a firm area where you're standing on. If you're standing on a loose rock, you can lose balance and you can fall down and hurt yourself pretty bad. So be really cautious. How far do I cast my rod? I cast, if the current going from left to right, I cast an angle about 45 degree, and let the weight run a little bit till it secure itself. And I don't cast more than 60 to 80 feet away from shore. If you cast further, it's not gonna be good. Your hook's gonna go into deep area and usually shad closer to rocks, to shore. After I secure my rod, in my rod holder, you have to build a stand out of boulders. Just place this holder in it. If you need to bring a big hammer to kind of knock it in a little bit, and make this rod secured so it can hold this big fishing pole. And especially when you're gonna make that line tight, you got to make it really nice and tight so the banana clips with the line from the smaller rod slides down pretty good and easily. And that's how you control your also depth. If you see you're a little shallow, pull the big rod reel up a little bit, make it a little bit more tighter and firmer. After you cast your rod, then you're gonna start working on smaller fishing pole. Yeah, I mentioned earlier this fishing pole have to have enough line, anywhere from 70 to 80 feet, because fishing reel a little bit smaller, 3,000, so not a lot of line fit on this fishing reel, especially 30-pound mono. I tie up a banana clip to my smaller fishing rod. This is 10-ounce banana clip. You have to adjust it. Depends on the current. If current moves very fast, you need a little bit heavier. If it doesn't move as fast, go to size 8 ounce. If 8 too heavy, just go to a size 6. So I never use 6, I use 10 when it moves a little bit faster. 8, 10, this is the sizes I usually use. So on the end you have this carabiner that you can unclip from both ends. As you can see, you can unclip from both ends, so you can secure it to banana clip and to your main line. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tie this 30-pound line, test line, to banana clip. Same thing, universal nut, universal fish nut. Yep, about 6 times through the hole, and it's usually, I like to lick it a little bit so you can have saliva, otherwise it's gonna burn a little bit and you're gonna lose that strength. That's good right there. I'm gonna clip the end a little bit. After this, I'm gonna tie up my Dick Nites, let out some of this line, and have somebody else help you holding it. So about my first hook with the leader, I would say about 36 inches away from your banana clip. What I do, just tie a loop like that, and you already have your pre-made leaders with the Dick Nites. Just get this loop through the loop and your Dick Nite through the leader loop, and it's just like that. So I usually tie up 3 hooks. 3 hooks is plenty enough. And another one, it's got to be at least 24 to 30 inches. So I'll do it about right there. Okay, so this is my second one. And Dick Nites, you can buy them about anywhere. Cabela's, any sporting fishing store should have this. Even Walmart and Fred Meyer carry them. I got 2 of them on. I'm gonna put the third one on. Same space on the third one. Same space, same deal, through the loop, and your leader loop, just like that. This is your setup. 3 leaders with the Dick Nites, about 24 to 30 inches apart, and after you cast your big rod and pull up tight, you just clip it to your main line. Clip it to your main line and adjust your depth. I usually let my banana clip go into the water till I see my last hook. My last hook, I still can see it. Then I use my hands to measure out 9 meters. Usually anywhere from 7 to 9 meters, that's deep enough. But you can adjust. If nothing bites, go a little bit deeper. If you still having a not successful result, pull up a little bit. Sometimes as soon as the last hook get in the water, I get a fish on. Sometimes they're not really deep. So you adjust your depth like that. After you adjust your depth, zip tie your little fishing pole to your big pole, put the bell on the tip of the fishing pole so you don't have to keep an eye on the tip of your small fishing rod. So as soon as you have a fish on, your bell's gonna ring. Where do I fish? I try to move away from the crowd as far as I can. People who use regular fishing pull method, they move closer to them. My method, I move as far as I can away from the crowd, and closer to them, your current runs a little bit faster. And I don't really need very fast current. So there is plenty of space. Just move away from the crowd, try one area, second area. Just find yourself a spot that you're gonna be going there every year. So this is it, that's all we got for you. I wanna thank you guys for supporting our YouTube channel. Please thumbs up, subscribe, and leave the comments below. So see you guys on the next video when I'm gonna go to shad fishing.